internet, this is Scott with Circworks, and this is Beyond 100 Days of Making Comics. And whoa, what's that? Oh, that's new. So yeah, I thought it'd be cool, instead of just staring at me while I'm delivering these little video blog updates, or vlogs, however you want to call them, to actually have sort of the drawing process of me working on my book Young and the Dead, which I will tell you about in a minute, because I know you haven't heard about it. So but first, what is Beyond 100 Days of Making Comics? That is where I pick up where I left off on my 100 Days of Making Comics journey. And if you're not familiar with that challenge, it's where you take at least 30 minutes a day and you work on your own personal comic book project, and then you do a video on it, preferably daily, or some people do weekly or whatever, or you can do a blog update or whatever, but you just let people know and you hold yourself accountable. I finished mine a while back, but I wasn't finished with my comic book, so I am continuing on to work on that comic book. And the comic book is called Young and the Dead, like I mentioned before. So this is the current issue, number 2. And this is also the current issue, number 2. And you might be asking, why do these look totally different? Well, there's 2 different versions. There is the standard version that you probably would see at a comic book store, although these aren't in most comic book stores, but they are available at my website. And then this is the Deluxe Artist Edition, which is kind of like a mini comic, but it's all put together by hand. You can see issue 2 has like a little noose, and that comes into play in the story. It opens up, and you can see there's a picture inside here, so it's like a little, I don't know what you call that, a gatefold cover or whatever. So these are up there, and also issue 1 has the standard and the deluxe versions too. So the comic book is called Young and the Dead, like I mentioned, and it's kids versus zombie stories. It's like Goonies meets Night of the Living Dead. And now that I got the formalities out of the way, what did I work on this week? Did I work on the comic book? Yes. I'm still cruising along. I'm getting a little more work done than I have in the past, which is awesome. As you can see up here, I am working on page 16, and I have actually finished page 16. And this is the final picture. This, not a whole lot going on in this scene. There is some story development and things like that, but we just kind of came off there's a little action scene up here at the top, but we're coming off an action scene, so now we're going to take it easy for a little bit, and then we're gearing towards the climax of this story. Because I started, first, so I started on penciling page 17, so this is 22 page comic book, so we're getting there. Started penciling page 17, but before I started that, I kind of ran into a problem, and I lost the script of my comic book. So yeah, that was kind of problematic. Now, of course, I typed the whole script out and everything, so it's on the computer. So I printed out another copy here, which I've been going off of. The problem is the original copy that I had a lot of notes and things on it, as far as all the panel breakdowns and what goes where, which dialogue goes in which panel and all that. And this has some of that. You can kind of see, there's panel and scenes and all that kind of stuff. But the other one just had a lot of notes and things. So at least I'm getting, if it doesn't turn up, at least I'm getting close to the end. But coming up, there's a lot of stuff as far as exposition and things like that, and there's a lot of information I've got to get in this thing, and not a lot of pages to do it, so I really have to plan that out. So I wish, hopefully I can find that copy of the script. But I still have my thumbnails here to go off of, so that plus the script. It's not going to be a major deal if I don't find it, but it would be helpful if I do. So now we're getting to the story, a part in the story where we are introducing a new character, which, if you've been following me for a while, and if you do, I appreciate that. But way back when I was doing the challenge, I had drawn this character here. His name is David Dinkman, and he is the proprietor of the Rinky Dink arcade/ice cream parlor. And it's kind of the local hangout for the kids. But he is also a computer whiz, and the kids need to go to seek this guy out to get his help. So even though I drew this character a while back, I'm just finally getting now to introducing him towards the end of the book. So that's kind of cool. So I was worried that in addition to losing my my script, that I couldn't find this sketch. Because I really like the sketch, and I didn't want to redesign him and everything. I've got a basic idea what he looks like, but so anyway, so I got that, and here you can see the beginning stages of page 17. You know, again, I do everything light blue pencils. You can see this character here, David, as I mentioned. So yeah, so I'm going to finish penciling this up, hopefully ink it, and have the inks to show you on the next episode, and maybe hopefully some of the pencils for whatever the following page, I guess page 18, if if numbers still work the same way as they always have. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. And yeah, what else? So if you happen to be a Patreon of Jeff Lafferty, you may have seen me working on some of this stuff on his channel. I mentioned him before, and I mentioned him again because he did have like his video series on YouTube, but since then he's kind of switched to exclusive Patreon. So I am on that show. So if you want to see more of me, and you want to help out Jeff, and I mean, if you haven't seen his artwork, you really need to check it out because he does awesome stuff. But yeah, so I am Patreon of his, and I am also on his new video series that he's continuing over on Patreon, and it's like $5 a month, but he puts out videos daily, and if you've seen the artwork that he produces, plus he has guests, Jay Ferguson is also on there quite a bit, and he is an awesome airbrushed artist. Kevin Cross is on there from time to time. You'll obviously know him because he's the guy that started the 100 Days of Making Comics. So I implore you to check out Jeff Lafferty and think about maybe joining his Patreon. It's got some cool exclusives. He actually, I think he gives out a painting every month. He does a drawing for his Patreons, and it's good to get on it before there's like probably 100 people, because his channel is like only growing now that it's exclusive just to Patreon, his videos and stuff. So you could have a pretty decent chance of getting a hold of like a commission, which is cool. So anyway, yeah, check that out, and I'll put the links in the comment section. So I'll be on there. I'll be doing my own videos. I just uploaded a new video for my series on pro tips for conventions. It's called Pro versus Cons, where I give tips on what to do at artist alleys and all that kind of stuff, or if you have a booth at a convention and all that. So I've got videos like that up there, and I am just delving into my new software, which I mentioned before. So this is part of it right up here. That's something new that I can do that I couldn't do before. And also at the end of the videos, I'll have my links and a subscribe button and things like that. So hopefully you'll just see, you know, improvement on the channel and everything as we go. But I think that's probably about all I have to update you on today. I'll keep it sort of short. I think it's sort of short and sweet. But yeah, the main thing is I'm getting work done, and I'm moving towards that finish line. I'm getting closer and closer to have all the pages penciled, and then the next step after that, scan it all in, add the tones, add the letters, and then hopefully not too long. I'll have the finished comic book. And at that point, I'll probably wrap up these Beyond 100 Days of Making Comics series and just start a new vlog. And I really would like to jump back in on number 4 as soon as I'm done with issue 3. So hang in there, guys. It's coming. Yeah, and I'm showing you the process as we go, so you can see that I am doing the work. So even though I'm not technically doing the challenge still. So, but yeah, thanks for checking out the videos, and much more to come. So when you see this video ends, there's a little subscribe button if you want. Click that, give me a thumbs up, comment if you have any questions. I usually try to get back to anyone who comments. So that is it, and that is all.